SAPS says it's on full alert as it continues to enforce the law during this busy long weekend. More boots on the ground and police visibility has been heightened throughout the country. Roadblocks, random stop and searches and looking for wanted suspects are going to be regular features, we're told. These tactics and others have been showing positive results in the past months and weeks. Joining us to highlight the results and achievements by the men in blue in recent times, we're joined by Brigadier Athlenda Mathe from the SA Police, who joins us virtually this morning. Brigadier, thank you so much for your time this morning. I always thank the police for their time because I know how busy you are and how much you have on your plate. So we do really appreciate your time. Can you talk to us a bit about the strategy that we've seen the police apply over the last few weeks or months even, that you believe is bearing fruit at the moment?
Well, a very good morning to you, and thank you for the opportunity. Our long weekend operations are in full swing. We are conducting our regular roadblocks, stop and searches. We are tracing for wanted suspects through our crime combating operation called Operation Chanela. We are focusing on finding illicit goods. We are focusing on wanted suspects, which include suspects that have committed various crimes such as your murder, your assault, and other violent crimes in the country. So we are also on this long weekend also working closely with traffic law officials to remove unroadworthy vehicles. We are searching for drunken drivers to ensure that we keep our roads safe. We know that during this busy long weekend, many people have traveled to various destinations across the country. So heightening police visibility is our main priority. So as you've indicated, we do have Operation Chanela that has been in existence since the 8th of May earlier this year. We've had a number of successes. We've had more than 145,000 suspects that were arrested from the 8th of May to date for various crimes ranging from murder, rape, assault, GPH, and some of them even for being in the country illegally.
You know, if you look at what's been applied through these various operations, police visibility seems to be the most simple tactic that's been used there and has proved to be effective. And it would have many South Africans saying, but why just for these special campaigns that you launch? Why can we not have this kind of visibility all of the time? How do you answer questions like that?
So Operation Chanela was implemented and established in response to the serious and violent crimes and escalating crime levels in the country. So it is an ongoing operation. It is a weekly operation where we see the provincial commissioners of each province lead weekly operations, especially in crime hotspot areas. And like I've indicated, since the adoption of this particular crime combating strategy, every week as management, we sit down, we mobilize our resources to ensure heightened police visibility. So it's not a once-off thing, it's a continuous thing where we are seeing these operations yielding positive results.
On Friday, I spoke to an activist in the LGBTQI+ community who actually commended the police for the work that they did in rescuing an 18-year-old Wit student who was the victim of a kidnapping syndicate through a dating app that we've come to know seems to be a modus operandi that apparently might be linked to over 80 similar incidents. And this activist has said the work by the police was quite strategic, and he hopes that it yields even more results, especially in a community that often feels overlooked, and especially in the kind of crime that perhaps goes underreported because we're dealing with a part of the community that is bogged down by stigma. Can you talk to me a bit about the success in putting this specific unit together, the anti-kidnapping task team that seems to be yielding positive results?
So absolutely. In just this week alone, we have registered a number of successes as the SAPS, and the rescuing of the Wit students is just but one of the successes that we have achieved. We have at a national level what we call the Antikidnapping task team that was established in 2018. It's a multidisciplinary team that looks at kidnapping, especially where ransom demands are being made. So this is a team that also has a footprint in each province. It is an intelligence-driven operation where we look at tracing suspects who are behind a spate of kidnappings in the country, where ransom demands are being made. So with this particular case, this student went missing on the Tuesday. His roommate reported him missing. We immediately mobilized all the resources, and we put a team together with the private security that always works closely with us and assists us in our operations. We operationalized the information that we have received. We set up a takedown, and we arrested 7 suspects who are now being linked with various crimes, especially those that are targeting the LGBTQI community, where ransom demands were being made. So we always encourage our communities in these instances to be extra vigilant, especially when they're utilizing these dating apps, but also not to overexpose their lives, their private lives on social media platforms, because those are platforms that these criminals utilize to find out what type of lifestyle are you leading, what assets do you own as an individual.
Gosh, this must add, this online life that we lead must add a very special and different challenge to the work that the SAP has done, and has probably forced you to innovate in ways that you probably couldn't have imagined some 10 years ago.
Absolutely. So we are utilizing technology, obviously, to assist us in obviously cracking down such cases, especially where technology is utilized to lure people to secluded areas and rob them of their hard working belongings, belongings that they've worked hard for to attain all these years. So we are saying, as the SAPS, we are on the ground. We do have the capacity to respond to these serious and violent crimes. And as I've indicated, Operation Shanela is yielding positive results, but we can only do so much as the SAPS. We really do need the assistance of our communities. We need our communities to be our eyes and ears on the ground, to share information timelessly, so that collectively we can combat crime in our communities.
Just final question before I let you go, and I want to focus on some of the successes you've had in the illegal mining sector. Number one, the one in the Northern Cape, where I believe 867 illegal miners were arrested. That is a huge amount of people that have had to be taken into custody during an intelligence-driven operation in the Namakwa region. That's just this past week. And then in Caroline and in Mpumalanga, the illicit mining task team shutting down an illegal coal mine and seizing mining equipment worth 60 million rand and coal worth 12 million rand. Of course, coal is an interesting factor because we know what that is all connected to as well. How difficult has it been for you to focus on all of the types of crime that the illicit mining sector now has put onto your plate as well?
Okay, so what we do have as what we have established as this SAPS is an illicit mining task team that is obviously conducting its operations in hotspot areas that are prone to these illicit mining activities. This particular task team has yielded positive results. As you would have seen this week alone, in the Northern Cape, we arrested 867 illegal miners. The majority of them were found to be in the country illegally as well. This was a takedown operation that was led by the provincial commissioner. In Mpumalanga alone, we shut down an illegal coal mine that was operating in that area. We seized coal worth 12 million rand. We also seized mining equipment worth 60 million rand. And this is just an ongoing operation also, which is where we are working closely with the Natural Energy Safety and Security Priority Committee, which is a committee that has been set up and is currently sitting at ESCOM. It has been established to look at the criminality and acts of sabotage in the energy sector. So in this past year alone, we have obviously visited and conducted compliance visits at 748 coal yards, just to ensure that we identify and detect criminality within this the energy sector, so that we clamp down on all these criminalities and acts of sabotage that are plundering ESCOM into load shedding.
Okay, thank you so much for that insight. We appreciate it. Police spokesperson Brigadier Athlenda Mathe, of course, is known to so many of us as being one of the faces and voices we hear here, speaking on behalf of the SAPS.